here at Good Luck Macbeth with Eric Damon Smith, the guest director for, well, what's the play?
Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime.
Okay. So that sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
I read a little bit about it.
Yeah. It's based on a novel by an English writer. There was a rather famous, the first original production of it that came out of the National Theatre. And I believe it's still playing in the West End. And it's a beautiful story about a boy affected with autism named Christopher Boone, and an adventure that he has because he's found the neighbor's dog has been killed. So he decides to write a detective novel about it. Well, his teacher encourages him to write a book about it. It's an exercise in class that they're doing. So he starts by interviewing all the neighbors. And so it's really interesting to watch him navigate the world through his affectations with autism, and the relationship with his father. His mother is not in the picture at the beginning of the play. I won't give too much away because that's part of the mystery. But the story is really about overcoming adversity. I think a lot of people who are affected by autism, I think society tells them what they can and cannot do. And we see Christopher learn. We see his teacher teaching him how to do things. And then you see him start to pick up how to do things on his own. And he has a very mathematical mind and he loves computers. So I had a realization the other day that Christopher, like a computer that we teach it to learn on its own, Christopher has a similar process. And I think that's really interesting because by the end of the play, he has a realization that the limitations that are assumed for him in his life go out the window, and that there's a lot of possibilities for him in the world.
We all should learn that.
Yeah, we all should learn that. Yeah, it's a really great story for that. Our production, we've got a really great cast. I was really happy. Joe Atack, the artistic director, assembled the cast for me because I live in Chicago. So I came in and met everybody on first rehearsal, and we got to work. And so it's a really great cast. Everyone's is doing really lovely work and is working really hard. It's a big story. A lot takes place. Because of Christopher's memory, how his memory works, the play doesn't progress in a linear fashion. So you see him that one moment he's in a scene, he's in a time and place with one person, and then immediately he's in a time and place with someone else. So it pops around a lot. So it gave us some challenges in terms of design and fluidity of the story, and so we could remember what was going on.
So you're from Chicago. What brought you out here? This is the second play, am I correct?
Second play? I was here 2 years ago and I directed the Nether for Good Luck Macbeth. Yeah. I live in Chicago. I'm an actor and director based there, but I worked with Joe Atack about 4 years ago at Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival. So we became friends and we just started talking about finding a time when I could come out and direct a play, and so this is my second.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. The Nether was amazing.
Oh, thank you. I was really proud of that. Yeah, I loved that. It was, the Nether was such a nice, tight 75-minute play, and this is a full 2-act play. So, the last play I directed was just about an hour and 15 minutes as well. So I had to kind of, dig my heels in for this one because, it's like, oh gosh, there's another 20 pages I have to work on. But it's been a really great experience. And one thing I'm always really touched about when I come to Reno is how the community comes together. We have what is called a raked stage. So the stage is pitched at an angle towards the audience. And just the amount of people that would come and help to build other things. The volunteer base is really inspiring here because when you're in a larger city, in a larger market like in Chicago, it's very hard to get people to come and help. So that's one of the things I really love about coming to Reno. I will say the one thing that's challenging about this, as we build Christopher's world and show the audience how his mind works, there's a lot of sensory elements to the show. So I think it might be challenging for people affected with autism who struggle with a lot of sensory elements. There's a lot, we use some strobe lighting. There's lots of flashing lights and quick movement of light. So it's kind of a trade-off as we develop the world to show other people what Christopher's world is like. It might be unfortunately difficult for people who are affected by autism to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep that in mind, and thank you.
Great. Thank you,
can't wait
Dana. Good to see you again.
Anytime.
Okay, we're here with the assistant director of The Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime.
Yes.
So you've been assistant director before in a few.
Yeah, 4 times.
4 times.
But this is the best show that I've worked on. The cast and crew. And Mr. Smith, my friend Eric, the director, has been absolutely tremendous to work with.
Everywhere.
I've been in the business for 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've always been a director, producer. But this show means a lot to me because it deals with somebody like me. I'm not autistic, but I've been through some of his ordeals.
And we were talking before this, the people here at Good Luck Macbeth are so warm and inviting and friendly and
They
supportive.
welcomed me with open arms. I'm not handicapped to them. I'm a colleague.
And it's amazing to see how you, in the little time that I've known you, the things that you have done, things that I wouldn't be able to do.
Thank you, Thank you, Damon. But it takes a village, and usually somebody is afraid to work with a handicapped person.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys are just saying to me, "What do you think? Does this work? What do you think? Is this what you would want to say?" Mr. Smith is so warm and gentle.
And do you think, because you are handicapped, you were able to bring in a little bit more understanding of the character?
Yeah, empathy. Empathy.
Empathy, yes.
I think that my sense of being here is a calmness for a cast. To be saying, "Come on, guys, we need to do this. It's a calmness."
Mm-hmm.
Saying to the cast, "Tell my story.